She was the last person who saw Pop Smoke alive. His last words were, "I'll come back," but he never did. And what she told investigators about that night is the part most people never hear.
And he was going to restroom. So was his last words. And this moment, it was like couple seconds. And I hear the noise. The guy was in the mask, and he was like looking at me, you know? His eyes make me so scared. They ran to the restroom.
To understand how it all went wrong, we have to go back to the beginning, because this wasn't random, this was preventable, and the chain of events that led to Pop Smoke's unaliving started almost 24 hours before those shots were fired. At 11 a.m. on February 18, 2020, Pop Smoke touches down in California and heads straight to a Beverly Hills Airbnb. He's not there for work, not yet. He's on a 4-day vacation celebrating the success of his Meet the Woo tape, which had dropped just weeks earlier. His tour was set to kick off in March, so this was his exhale, his reward, and he had his longtime friend Mike D with him. The posts start rolling in almost immediately. Backyard views, poolside pictures, a clip getting his haircut. It was normal, relaxing, nothing alarming until Mike D uploaded a photo at 4 p.m. It was a picture of the two of them together, holding a stack of cash. On the surface, it's just a flex, but there are two problems hiding in plain sight. First, in the top left corner of the image, the Airbnb's address is almost fully visible, and then Mike geotags the post, drops the location directly on Instagram maps. For the average person, maybe that's careless, but for a high-profile rapper in Beverly Hills with cash in hand and a Rolex on his wrist, that's an open invitation, and a few keen eyes were already connecting the dots. At 5 p.m., Pop uploads another story, driving with the same stack of money and his diamond Rolex on full display. So now there's a location and a motive, especially for the two young men watching from the South LA Hoover gang about 20 minutes away. Pop and Mike spend the early evening shopping on Santa Monica Boulevard. They stop at the Amiri store. Pop is preparing for his tour. He's in Beverly Hills. He's spending. That's the momentum. That's the energy. At 10 p.m., he's back at the Airbnb posting a city view from the backyard. But the night isn't over. He wants to record. 11 p.m., he uploads what becomes his final and most fatal post, a video showing off some of the shopping he had done. 3 Amiri bags were in the frame, and on those bags were shopping tags that revealed the Airbnb's full address. A talent manager at Pop's label spotted it immediately and asked him to take it down, but it was already too late. Two teenagers had been watching his stories all day, and now they had everything they needed. At 1 a.m., Pop and Mike leave for East West Studios near Sunset Boulevard. While Pop's in the booth working on new music, those two teens are outside the Pop's Airbnb in a black BMW, casing it on surveillance footage. They slow down, circle back, a passenger gets out and sneaks toward the back, but there are too many people inside and Pop isn't even there yet, so they pull off. They head back to South LA, recruit 2 more teens, switch cars to an Infiniti sedan, and start looking up the address on Zillow, mapping out the layout, locating the master bedroom. Around 3 a.m., Pop leaves the studio. He gets in the Range Rover with Mike and a woman he met that night, Amelia Rose. They drive back to the Airbnb completely unaware. Pop and Amelia head upstairs to the master bedroom. Mike goes down the hall. Pop gets ready for a shower. His last activity on social media is replying to fans on Twitter. And this is the part that's hard to sit with. Amelia was the last person to see him alive and the first to realize something was wrong. She noticed movement outside. Before she could react, masked men stormed the room with guns drawn. They put a gun to her head, took her phone, took her purse, ordered her to stay quiet.
What happened when you guys got back to the house?
Pop said he was going to upstairs. I'm sitting on the bed and I'm starting to take off my clothes. And he said, "Okay, I will come back." And he was going to restroom. So was his last words. And this moment, it was like couple seconds. And I hear the noise. The guy was in the mask and he's like looking at me, you know?
The other two went into the bathroom. They told Pop to hand over his watch. He did, but Pop Smoke didn't go quietly. He lunged. He fought back. The 15-year-old in the chest. Amelia screamed as Pop hit the floor. They kicked him down, but he got up still fighting. As soon as he ran toward the stairs, they shot him twice more in the back and fled. Mike woke up to and found Pop at the bottom of the stairs. He called 911 immediately. Medical personnel arrived 20 minutes later and rushed him to Cedars-Sinai, where Pop Smoke was pronounced dead at 5:12 a.m. on February 19, 2020. He was just 20 years old, and while he was dying, his killers were already on their phones searching for news coverage and looking up how much his stolen Rolex was worth. They split $2,000 4 ways. That's what Pop Smoke's life cost them. It took nearly 3 months to make arrests. The break came when the 15-year-old was picked up for an unrelated crime. Police, who already had him under surveillance, wired his jail cell where he told his cellmate he pulled the trigger. The driver told his own cellmate the same story. Neither of them meant to kill Pop, but when he fought back, they panicked. 19-year-old Corey Walker and 18-year-old Keandre Rogers were both charged with murder with special circumstances. They will remain in prison indefinitely. The other 2 minors, on the other hand, remain unnamed.
The only adult charge in rapper Pop Smoke's sentenced to nearly 30 years in prison. 24-year-old Corey Walker pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter earlier this month. Pop Smoke, whose real name is Bashar Jackson, during a 2020 home invasion in the Hollywood Hills. Walker admitted to planning the home invasion, but says he didn't pull the trigger. The was a teen who admitted to in juvenile court.
Pop Smoke was gone before he ever got the chance to fully become who he was becoming. The tragedy isn't just that he died young, it's that we watched it happen in real time, post by post, hour by hour, and according to Amelia Rose, the same stories that gave us a window into his final day may have been the very thing that opened the door for his shooters. But what do you think? If Mike never geotagged that photo, if Pop never films those Amiri bags, if just one of those posts never went up, would Pop still be here today? We may never know, and that's the part that hurts the most. So let us know what you think down in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.